Um, so hold on a second. Thank you guys for coming on here with me. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm just doing an impromptu live, and I wanted to have a conversation with you because so many people always have questions about credit, and so I typically go live, try to go live on weekday nights. What's up? Come on in. Put in the comments where you're watching from, because I know I always have people that watch from all over the world, especially on YouTube, Fly Nubian Queen, on Facebook. And if you're not following me, I'm live on Instagram, I'm live on Facebook, I'm live on YouTube. I'm on like 9 different platforms right now. And I just want to answer your questions. So if you have credit questions, what's happening? If you got credit questions, if you have real estate questions, if you have any questions around investing or building wealth, I want to answer them. I know it's late on the West Coast. I mean, early on the West Coast. It's 8:30 on the West Coast. It's 11:30 on the East Coast. So what thing keeps getting unplugged. Tamiko's from the Central Valley. I see Denali from Houston. I didn't know that's where you was from. Where are you guys from over here on Facebook land and on YouTube land? It's a lot of y'all on here. I should go early in the morning often because it's a lot of y'all on here. All right. So put in the comments like some questions that you may have around credit, around investing, around real estate, because I wanted to do a quick Q&A with you on credit, investing, in real estate. What's up, LaShawn in Indiana, soon to relocate to Arizona? You about to relocate to somewhere hot, huh? So I'm in the DMV, and y'all, let me just tell you really quick before I get started. Yesterday I was on my Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, and I was like, oh my God, I love it so much. It's a DMV, and it's so great. Oh my God, I feel like my spirit was calling me here. It's so beautiful. It's snowing, and the snow was all light and pretty and stuff. And then this morning I had to take my daughter to the airport, and that shit was like, I was like, are we allowed to drive on this? Because I'm from California and I'm from the Bay, and this don't happen in the Bay. And I was like, is this allowed? So right now it is, I'm looking outside, it is crazy. So it's like raining. I mean, it's like snowing right now. Anyway, let's talk about, somebody said there ain't no sound? No sound? Oh no, I think it's you, Black Wall Street, Charlotte. I think it's you because I'm getting responses from other people. So I'll go ahead and start with some just some credit facts because I'm talking about credit right now, right? So, but if there's any questions, thank you, Teresa. Teresa said, "Welcome to the East Coast." If there's any questions that you may have on, building your credit, make sure you ask in the comments. All right. So, credit, let's talk about it. Credit is, people think it's scary. I have a couple of books about credit. I have Keeping Score, What You Need to Know to Make Your Credit Score Grow. I have the Build Credit to Build Wealth, knocking everything down, workbook. And this one was a bestseller. This one wasn't a bestseller, but it does very well. And I sell a lot of them, especially when I go speak in public. Those sell out. The workbooks sell out. And I also have a Wealth Accelerator workbook, which talks about credit and investing and all those different things. But so let's talk about some facts about credit. So one thing that people often, a myth about credit is that, it's something that's hard to change, and it's not. One of the things that is extremely important is your credit cards. Having a credit card is like the golden ticket to credit. A lot of times, especially if you are a religious person, Muslims don't believe in credit. They believe in paying everything with cash, and I think that's a great principle. But the reality is, most of us don't have enough cash to buy a house or buy a large purchases, so we need credit. And credit card debt is the most important debt that you have. It weighs heavier than a mortgage on your credit. Yeah, even though a mortgage might be $300, $500, $1 million, your revolving debt is going to weigh heavier than a mortgage when it comes to how your credit is measured and how your score is measured, really. So it weighs heavier than a car debt. An installment debt, which is a car debt, it weighs more heavier than a student loan. Your student loan may be $400,000, but your credit card, $100 credit card debt, how you pay that, and if you had a great length, that's going to weigh heavier than any other debt. And so making sure that's healthy, that's in good health, is going to be key to keeping a good credit profile. So credit utilization is the quickest way to increase or decrease your credit score. So, of course, the number one way is making good payments. So 35% of your credit score is based upon your payment history, but 30% of your credit score is based upon your revolving debt. So making sure that your credit card revolving debt is, 30%, no more than 50%. Some say that 10% is a sweet spot. It just all depends. And it depends on the brevity of your credit. And some people think that they have it all figured out, but there's no one size fits all rule about credit. Because I'm a certified credit expert, so I deal with credit. I've taken lots of trainings on credit. I've studied credit. I was obsessed with credit. I wrote a book about credit. I also own a mortgage brokerage, which I'm licensed in Maryland, DC, Virginia, California, and Texas. And so I study credit when it comes to my business. I know what lenders are looking for. But as a lender, we also have a simulator that tells us what happens when we do certain things with our credit. So sometimes paying your credit cards to zero can actually drop your score. And people are like, no, that's a lie. That don't happen. You shouldn't have you shouldn't have any kind of balance on your credit card. And I say this, it actually does. In some cases, it'll drop your score, but it depends on the brevity. And that's why I said there's no one size fits all on when it comes to your credit, because it depends. Everybody's credit is different because just things are different. So things weigh differently on everybody's credit report. But we have access to simulators that say, okay, if I pay my credit card down this much, my score is going to do this. Sometimes when we say, okay, if they pay it down to zero, it's going to do this. And this is why a lot of times we don't tell people to pay off their credit cards. We tell them to pay down their balance. Now, I say don't keep a balance on your credit cards if you're not going to use it, because you don't want to pay the interest. There's a lot of interest associated with having balance on your credit cards. You got to think about this. If you have a credit card, the average interest rate is 26.99%. You keeping a balance and just paying the minimum, it'll double the amount that you pay. So, for example, and you can look on the Credit Karma app on this. If you go to Credit Karma, they have a debt repayment calculator. If you have $1,000 credit card and you pay the minimum, which is $25 a month, it's going to take you 5 years to pay off that credit card, and you're going to pay another $1,300 in addition to the $1,000 that you pay in interest. That's how much having a balance and paying the minimum. But if you just pay another $25, it cuts it down significantly. It cuts you down to maybe 2 years or 1 year. And if you pay another $25, or if you pay, $100 a month, it'll only take you maybe 6 months or 8 months to pay that credit card off. So having a balance on the credit card, I only recommend it if you want to stimulate your credit score. You may not want to stimulate your credit score, but I only recommend you having a balance on your credit card if you want to have some kind of stimulation, because utilization actually stimulates your credit. And so that's the reason why I would do that. I wouldn't do it for any other reason. What's up, Bernard? Another thing about credit is that after bankruptcy, I just did a training in the Grow Your Money Club. I don't know if you guys know about the Grow Your Money Club. It's a new membership club that I have. And what I did is I have trainings. I have a credit repair masterclass, which will it makes you I'm a certified credit expert, and it will make you a credit expert. You won't be certified because I can't certify you, but it'll make you a credit expert if you go through it. And so that training used to be $900. I've sold thousands of those. I've had it for a few years, and I've sold thousands of those trainings. I have a wealth map training, which tells you how to invest. It tells you how to budget. It helps you with your credit, all of these different areas in your life. I have a class on how to increase your credit score after bankruptcy. I have a class on how to build your business and how to establish your entity and make sure your corporate veil. I don't know if you guys know anything about piercing the corporate veil, but all these gurus told y'all to go out and get your LLC, right? COVID, the gurus was like, yo, get your LLC. Then when you get your LLC, then you got to put a trust on top of that. And then you do like this, and then you're going to get this funded, and you're going to get this money. And y'all went out and got y'all LLC. And y'all know what to do with it. Starting this month, they started this compliance, the CTA compliance, to fine y'all asses $500 per month if you just started your LLC this year, or you have until the end of the year, and they will charge you $500 a month. But the thing also that you got to understand is not just about CTA compliance, it's about piercing the corporate veil. It's about properly running your business. See, a lot of people don't understand. Now, when you get a corporation, the reason why you have an entity or a corporation or an LLC or whatever is to protect to limit your liability, your personal liability. Y'all getting LLCs because y'all trying to get rich. I'm telling you, I watched y'all on Facebook talking about I got my LLC, and automatically you thought you was gonna be rich. That's the bottom line. I'm gonna be rich now that I got my LLC, and that's not the reality of it. There's more that goes into it. Of course, you have to make your payments. If you're in California, you have to do your yearly statement of information, or they will suspend your corporation. There's things that you have to do to stay in compliance, right? But you also might be commingling your funds. You might not have your corporation legit. Did you know that there is a legitimate checklist, a corporate legitimately what do I call it? I call it making your company too legit to quit, and I have it in my business blueprint training. But there's not having your LLC is just not going to be enough in order to make sure that, in order to run or effectively run your LLC. When I talk about piercing the corporate veil, that means if you were to get sued, because the whole reason why you have a entity is to protect yourself. So if you were to get sued and your corporate veil is pierced, which means you are running your entity like your own person, they're coming after you. They coming after your wife. They coming after your kids. They coming after your houses. They coming after your cars. They putting liens on everything because you are not truly protected. So having an entity is not just about setting up your LLC and that's it. And I'm going to get rich now that I got an LLC, because that's the easy part. Going online to the Secretary of State and signing up and doing the articles of incorporation, that's the easy part. The hard part is what somebody said? Oh, the hard part is making sure that it's maintained properly. The hard part is making sure your corporate veil is protected. And there's actually a company that I use because I have several entities in several states. Like I have entities in Maryland, I have entities in Virginia because I do business in those states. I own I own a mortgage company that's licensed in various states, so I have to have entities in each state. And so I have a company, a third party company, to ensure that I'm in compliance. That should anything happen with my business, or I get sued, that I have all of my documentation. I have a folder. I have all of my minutes, all of that stuff. And if you don't have that stuff offhand, if something should happen, then you are setting yourself up for exposure, and you can be sued. So these people telling you to get all of these entities, that's not enough. So I have a business blueprint training in the Grow Your Money Club that you could take. All of this stuff, I have all of these trainings on here for $47. I have trainings on how to brand your business. I have an upcoming training on how to write your book. Listen, I got these books, best-selling book. It's called The Secret to Breaking the Broke Code. I have, and these are all self-published. I got a training on how to self-publish your first book. But the whole reason why you want to write a book in the first place is because you want to be able to give somebody something that extends beyond you. The reason why I have books is because I just wanted to help people with their credit initially. Somebody was like, hey, you're passionate about credit, you should write a book about it. And I did, and it became a bestseller. These are things that you can do too. But let me get back to your credit. So another thing about credit is a quick way to increase your credit score. People talk about trade lines. I've heard people ask about, should I buy a trade line from somebody? Does that make sense for me to do? Or, remember back in the days, I don't know if you guys remember those CPN numbers where people were getting those fake Social Security numbers, and they cracked down on them and people got in a lot of trouble. But buying somebody's trade line, I wouldn't recommend you buying anybody's trade line because you may have somebody in your family that you could tap into their credit. Hopefully somebody in your family has good credit. And so you could actually tap into their good credit. So if you have a mom that may have a credit card, become an authorized user. Don't pay some stranger $500 or $600 to tap into their credit card when your mama might have a credit card that all she has to do is add you on as an authorized user. She can cut up the credit card. She doesn't have to give it to you, but you get her good history. In the same manner, you also get her bad history. So you have I'm not going to add you on Lucy Lodge Doggy Retreats. I see your request, but I'm not going to add you. So, but so if you get added on, so for example, a client of mine, I was helping her to purchase a home, and I told her, okay, get added on as an authorized user. I gave her the steps of what she needed to do in order to increase her credit score. And she came back. She's like, okay, Constance, I'm ready. She had like a 580. I need to get her to a 640. I'm like, this is what you need to do in order to get your credit score up. And so she did it. She came back, said, I'm ready. Well, that 580 went down to 520. Why did it go down to 520? Because yes, she did what I asked her to do. She got added on to her mama's credit card, but her mama's credit card was bad. Her mama was late on her credit card. Her mom was overextended on her balances. So what ended up happening was her mom, she got, just like she would get access to her mom's good credit history, she got access to her mom's bad credit history, and it therefore reduced her credit score. So when you're adding yourself on as an authorized user, it's important to make sure 3 things happen. Make sure that it's a lengthy credit card, at least 2 years, because you want that credit history, because credit history, your history is about 15% of your credit score. You want to make sure that the payments are on time, that they're not late, they're not over 30 days. And you also want to make sure that the balances are low. And if those 3 things are, get on Credit Karma with your people and say, look at the history of that credit card and make sure it's good before you get yourself added on there. It's easy to get added on. It's also easy to get taken off. You can get added on as an authorized user by having the person call their credit card company, and they will say, hey, can you add this person on? Or they probably can go online. Actually, you can go online and add people on your credit card as an authorized user. So, that's also something that you can do. I want to give a shout out on my Facebook page. There was a gentleman that sent me his penis picture about an hour ago. So his name, if you guys are on Facebook, I just want to go ahead and give him a shout out and embarrass the hell out of this motherfucker because I don't appreciate it. His name was Terry Albritton, TerryAlbritton. If you follow me on Facebook, go on my Facebook page, and I want you to go look at this guy who just sent me his unsolicited penis picture to my business page that has over 100,000 followers. He wanted my attention, so I want to give him everybody's attention. Oh, by the way. Anyway, so going back to your credit, another way to increase your credit score relatively quickly is by getting added on or increasing asking for a balance increase. A balance increase, sometimes you may not have the money to pay your credit card down. So just ask your credit card company for a balance increase, and that will actually help you. So a balance increase, that'll reduce your utilization, and that will give them an opportunity to increase your credit score. If you look, it'll increase your credit score. Here's a myth about credit score. One thing that I seen was that they said that companies aren't allowed to report collections on your credit report because there's some kind of law or whatever. That's not true. I would prefer, before you listen to these people on Instagram and you listen to these gurus that tell you that you can't, that they can't put collections on your credit report, they absolutely can. I want you to go to the FCRA, the FCRA website to see. They absolutely can do that. Okay, so that's a myth. People, you actually can put collections. There's ways that you can get it removed, but there is a debt validation that can also happen, right? So here's the thing about, when you have somebody quote unquote repairing your credit, the only thing that they're really doing is disputing stuff. So they send in a letter in that you could send, you paying them $100 a month or $1,000 or $3,000 or whatever. And the only thing that they're doing is really disputing stuff. A lot of these gurus that was helping people with their credit are now facing prison time because they were filing police reports and all that to get stuff off your credit, which was illegal. And then people were getting in trouble as well because they were listening to these gurus, and these gurus were temporarily getting this shit up off their credit, but they were lying. They were committing false. They were making false statements. They were filing false police reports. And so that temporary thing that you was paying all these people this money for to get this stuff off your credit report, because they was filing false statements and they was doing these police reports, that was short lived. They made a bunch of money, but now they're going to prison. So do things the right way. Don't pay somebody else to repair your credit. These are things that you can do yourself. You can start disputing things yourself. Don't do what I call the spray and pray method. That means you just disputing everything and hoping it comes off. There is a method to the madness, and I talk about it in my book, Keeping Score. And there are also different, in my workbook, I talk about the different levels of disputes that you could do to get your get things off your credit. So if one doesn't work, then you could do another one, then you could do another one. But these are all legal and ethical ways that you could do it. Don't listen to them get rich quick scheme people that are telling you to do all this illegal stuff to get things off your credit. But debt validation is a way that you can definitely, this is a workaround that you can do. So if you try to dispute something, you send it over to the credit bureaus to dispute, and they say, no, we verified. This is actually a legitimate debt. All they're doing is contacting the debtor and saying, is this true? And they're saying, yes. They don't really have to provide any type of evidence. So what you do is you go directly, and I actually did this last year, but I've done this before for myself. Last year, a collection popped up on my credit report, dropped my score, and it was a utility collection in Arizona. I ain't never been in Arizona. Somebody opened up a utility in my name. And so I disputed it. And they were like, yeah, right, this is you. And I said, well, who opened this up in my name? So what I did is I sent them a debt validation letter, which I have not only in this book, but in here. I have the verbiage for the debt validation. And basically the law says that this collection agency, you send it certified mail to the collection agency, and you say, okay, if this is in fact my debt, I want you to show me something that I've signed that says this is my debt. I want you to provide I think it's 3 things, and I have it in the book. And if you can't provide that, you have so much time to remove this off my credit report, because it's illegal. If they cannot provide to you these 3 things, by law, they have to remove these things from your credit report. And they will do it, because if they don't, then they get fined $1,000 per occurrence from the Fair Credit, from the FCRA. So that is one way that you can get a lot of things off your credit. You know why? Because when a collection agency or when a debtor sells your debt to a collection agency, 9 times out of 10, they don't have any of the stuff that they're asking for. They don't have your signature. They're not sending your signature over. They're not sending, everything that they need in order to verify that this is actually your debt. And a lot of times these companies can't verify it, and so they have to remove it. And so that is an actual legal way that they can get a collection or a debt off your credit report, because they can't verify it. And if they can't verify it, it don't exist. But by them just telling the credit bureaus, yeah, this is hers, that's how they're able to keep it on. A lot of people don't know how to do it, or they don't know about it. So they're still able to stay in business, because a lot of people don't know their rights. So debt validation is in these books. It's also in the Credit Repair Masterclass in the Grow Your Money Club. The thing I like about the Grow Your Money Club, and let me just say this real quick, the Grow Your Money Club is a community that I have all types of trainings on how to grow your money. I have the Real Estate for Rookies training. That's over 30 lessons on how to invest in real estate. This training is worth at minimum $3,000, but I've seen the same information provided for $10,000 on, and I actually had it listed. It's valued at $3,000 on my web. No, it's valued. I have it listed for $900 if you buy it a la carte on my website. But I could easily sell it for $3,000. But what I did is I put it inside the community of the Grow Your Money community, so that you can access it for only $47. The Real Estate for Rookies. Over 30 trainings, and I'm telling you how to invest in REITs. I'm telling you how to invest in apartment buildings. I'm telling you how to get financing. I'm telling you how to get funding for commercial properties. I'm telling you how to get an SBA loan, like all of these things. And I don't know if you guys know, only 3% of African Americans actually qualify and are actually approved for SBA loans. I had an SBA loan when I purchased my building. And there's certain things that you have to do in order to get it. You can get it. You just have to make sure that you're in alignment, that your business is in alignment. Everybody get these businesses, but they ain't taking care of business. So then they're not able to be qualified for these certain benefits that are out there for you. And I'm not talking about an SBA EIDL loan that they was giving away for free. You didn't have to do anything to qualify that. I'm talking about an actual loan where you had to present your documentations and your projections in order to get this business loan. So the Grow Your Money Club, I got trainings on that. We have trainings on let me see, on the Grow Your Money Club. Let's see. And again, shout out to Terry Albritton for sending me his dick pic. I have a training on 7 online revenue streams to fund your $1 million dreams. The Wealth Accelerator Masterclass, where I teach you about investment strategies and how to really change your thought process around creating communities to generate money. We have branding, investing 101 for beginners. Starting your own podcast. I started a podcast. My podcast is doing very well. A lot of you are here because you listen to my podcast. Finding grants. You want to find a grant for your business. So now you have to now have a training inside the Grow Your Money platform that's talking about how to find grants for your business, how to make money while you sleep, how to generate passive income, how to leverage AI. I just did a training with someone right before I got on here. And I showed her all these various tools on how to use AI to leverage to really create her brand so that she could really make it robust. How to make money in drop shipping, how to increase your, what else? Podcast. So all of these trainings, and I drop a new training in every single month. So join the Grow Your Money Club. And in that, you're going to get access to all of these trainings, including how to repair your credit. Somebody said, I appreciate you. Somebody said, thank God you have so much information to share. You know, the idea for me is to give people all the information that I have. So I've gone to trainings my whole life. I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in investing in myself and different things because I didn't go to college and I know that I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. So what I do is all the things that I put in myself, I'm making it available to the people that I know and love, and all the people that that are my followers and my friends. And I'm just sharing the information that I have. Somebody said, do you know a good filter that I can use to do a podcast or a video? I don't know. Are you talking about a video filter? Like what exactly are you talking about? Did you know that you could use an AI tool that'll do the videos for you so that you can, it'll, as you are speaking, it doesn't actually really show your real face. You could have an AI generated, avatar that's actually speaking for you. So right now I could be doing a live and my avatar will be speaking for me. AI, you can do all kind of stuff. You use Midjourney to do your illustration. Y'all, you don't even hear me. I'm using all of those tools. I use another tool that helps me that'll chop up my clips and push the clips out there. I use another tool that helps me figure out what the best titles are, the thumb, like there's an AI tool for everything to generate ad copies. I remember I used to pay an ad person, a person who did ad copies, thousands of dollars to do ads. And you got ChatGPT that'll do that in 30 seconds and you for free. Like there's so much AI out there, and not just that, AI that'll help you that'll generate your website. There's so many different AI tools that can help, you can leverage to really make a lot of money. There's a lot of money out here to be made. Emmanuel said, what's your opinion on tax liens and do you have trainings for them? Actually, the Net 7 Collective, that's another thing that I do. So I'm so grateful and I'm so proud of the Net 7 Collective, which is a collective of Black women from all over the country. We get together and I'm showing them ways to increase their net worth to 7 figures. And let me take this. Wait, let me see. Oh, let me show y'all Facebook real quick. Ooh, hold on. I'll clean off my camera. So let me show you guys. I'm gonna show you really quick about the Net 7 Collective. And the reason why I brought the Net 7 Collective up, if you could see, oh yeah, you can't see, is because I teach them in that training how to do tax liens, how to invest in tax liens. So let me just show you really quick. One of the last sessions in my Net 7 Collective.
For about the past, 3 or 4 years, I've been praying for a business coach. Like, I never had a coach. I knew that a coach, I read many times that all the most successful people have a coach. Coaches have coaches. And I wanted a coach that would help me understand money and business and entrepreneurship. That I know people always tell me, oh, you know a lot of things and you do a lot of things, but nobody was taking me by the hand and say, this is important with your credit, and this is how you get stuff off your credit, and this is how you establish business credit, and this is how you build your brand. And here's a bunch of people that look just like we do that are doing all these different things. And take a look at these. Maybe you want to do something of them, maybe you don't. But every single person that we were exposed to showed us something different and made us see yet another possibility. The fact that we have been exposed to just folks that are just banging, that are like really doing it, like no shit, they really, really doing it. And it's just been such an eye opener, like mind blown every time we got on. And then just getting to meet all of you women was such a bonus, because here again, I'm seeing all these faces on the screen and everybody is doing amazing things. Whether you are where you want to be or not, when we get on and we listen and people talk and share, I think, well, damn, that's what she's doing. That's what she's about. And that's what she knows. I'm just like mind blown yet again. Every single time. I'm telling you, I would move heaven and earth not to miss one of these sessions. I know they're recorded, but it's just something about being in the room where it happens, and being here live and being able to participate and interact. It's just been such a wonderful thing. And Constance, you definitely under-promised and over-delivered. Yeah. And I know you want us to talk about the rest of us, but you're the one who thought of this. You're the one who went out on a limb yourself and put this together and brought all of us together. And I am just so grateful. This has just been an amazing experience for me, to the point where I can't even explain it to people. I'm very methodical and very process oriented. I don't mind making a risk, but it's going to be a calculated risk.
So I was showing my people on Instagram as well. I don't know if y'all see. But that's the Net 7 Collective. And so what I do is it's a 12-week coaching program where I help women from all over the country, Black women from all over the country. And it's one of the most amazing experiences that I've had. I created something that I needed, but just really forward-thinking Black women, where I'm helping them in the different ways. So when you brought up the tax liens, Emmanuel, I appreciate it, because those are some of the strategies that we teach inside the Net 7 Collective. There's some things that I say for the Net 7 Collective, because that's really an intensive coaching program that I really utilize to help these women to really build their net worth. And so that is inside the Net 7 Collective. So if you know anybody that might be interested, if you are a Black woman and you know a Black woman, have them schedule a call with me at bookwithconstance.com, or for Instagram, the link is in the bio. But that actually was the last coaching session that we had, and that was in December. And it was just the ladies kind of sharing their experience and what they learned from being inside the cohort and how it's changed their life. I mean, it changed my life. So thank you for that. Somebody said, I don't. Okay. So that was the only question. But I wanted to get on here really quick, because I'm actually supposed to be on another Zoom call, but I wanted to get on here real quick and just talk to you about, some things that you could do to increase your credit score quickly. The other day, I did a Q&A. So inside the Grow Your Money Club, I do a monthly Q&As, and somebody asked me, what's the best way to increase your credit after bankruptcy? Well, if you don't know my story, I filed bankruptcy in 2009, and I had a 379 credit score. The reason why I had a 379 credit score was because, 6 months before I filed the bankruptcy, my attorney told me to stop paying everything. So I stopped paying everything. And I mean, when you talk about your credit being absolutely demolished. And so by the time I filed, I was 379. Because I had to just let everything go. And it sucked and it hurt my heart, but I did. And within a year, I was almost at a 700. Now that's 200 plus points that I gained over that period of time. And so somebody asked, well, how do you rebuild your credit after bankruptcy? And so there's a lot to it. It's not just It is paying your bills, but there's a whole system to it. So I did a masterclass the other day that we're uploading today about how to rebuild your credit after bankruptcy. If you filed bankruptcy, if you thought about filing bankruptcy, if you contemplating on filing bankruptcy, if you filed it 10 years ago, a lot of times people will file bankruptcy and then they'll never reestablish their credit, or they'll think that a myth is that they filed back in the 90s and now their credit is ruined forever. And that's not the case. There's actually a system that it takes in order to build your credit back up, in order to keep it and sustain it and make sure that you never get in that position again. How to prepare in the event that there is an emergency. What can you do? I give you all of those strategies. So in the Grow Your Money Club, I might talk about that. Again, the Grow Your Money Club is only $47 per month. I've taken, and think about that. Let me just tell y'all real quick. When you have things like that, that's so inexpensive. These are trainings that I charge thousands of dollars for. But my goal in 2024 was to help as many people as possible. And that's the only reason why I do well with selling them at the prices that they are. I could sell a lot less and make a lot more with the prices that I have. But I'm creating a community of people that I want to help. I want to help more people in 2024. So I said, well, how do I make it more affordable for my people? $47 will help you to get access to all this information. And then after that, if you want to be a VIP, if you want to become a VIP member, that gives you not only access to the information, that gives you access to Q&As with me, some light coaching with me, master classes with me, and some of my thought leaders from around the world. That also gives you access to some of the live trainings that we do, because we're going to have some live trainings this month. And I'm telling you, we're planning some really big stuff this year, and you get 50% off of our live training. So if you could afford, I was going to say, it doesn't make sense not to do the VIP if you could afford it, but if you can't afford it, then do the $47 regular membership, because then you get access to all of these trainings. Thank you, Slim. Slim said, this is beautiful. I can't stop crying. I appreciate that. So I appreciate you guys joining me. But I just wanted to reach out to you and just kind of share what it is that I'm doing. Also, just to give you this information. Again, if you're on my Instagram live right now, you can go. What's up, Red Clay Pimpin'? What's up, baby? If you are on my Instagram live right now, you can go into the link in the bio, and it's going to give you the information you need for the Grow Your Money Club. If you're on Facebook, go to growyourmoney.club, and you can sign up there. And also, again, I want to give a shout out to the gentleman who sent me his penis picture. I want to make him famous because he wanted my attention. And guess what? I want to put him on blast. His name is, I'm not going to show you on Instagram. I'm not going to show you the picture, but I'm just going to show you the post that I just posted. Hold on. Just want to show you this guy's name, just in case you guys want to go and troll his page or get him shut down. This guy right here, Terry Albritton. He just sent his penis picture, this little disgusting pint-sized penis picture he sent in my DMs on my business page that I have over 100,000 followers on. So I guess he wanted my attention, and I just want to give him my attention. So go jack his ass up. All right. Love y'all. Peace out. Instagram. All right. Facebook. I'm out of here. See you later. Thank you. I appreciate you, Slim, and everybody.